Hi, Paul Managrasso over at CFOAttorney.com. Welcome to Tax Thursday, and today we'll talk about tariffs. Why a tariff on Tax Thursday? Well, because a tariff is nothing more than a tax. It's actually very akin to a sales tax in that it is usually winds up being borne by the ultimate consumer. In this case, the importer is responsible for paying it. However, the consumer is going to get that cost passed along on things that come from other countries, targeted countries, you might say. As an example, I had to buy some tires today. My car takes Pirelli tires, which obviously come from Italy. There is currently a 15% tariff in place on tires coming from Italy. So let's say I buy $1,000 worth of tires from Pirelli, which is very easy to do, by the way. If Pirelli was selling those tires to England, it'd be $1,000. Germany, $1,000. Slovakia, $1,000. But because they're selling them to me here, it's $1,000 to Pirelli and an additional $150 to the federal government, the United States federal government. Let me be very clear about that. So Pirelli isn't really on the outs here. They don't get really hurt by this directly. They get hurt indirectly because their product is less competitive than a product coming from a country with a lower tariff, or indeed from a United States company that does not have the tariff. And that is the idea behind tariffs. Tariffs are taxes that are put into place in order to influence behavior. Now, of course, I've got the $1,000 for my tires, the $150 that go to the federal government, and then throw in another $90 in sales and use tax. So that's kind of how these taxes stack up on you. And of course, sales and use tax, as I've said before, is largely how we pay for a lot of our things in Texas, along with property tax, of course. So anyway, that's it on tariffs. They change over time, so if you are buying anything from another country or anything that's going to be imported, it might behoove you to check and find out what the current tariff on it is to find out if that's still the course of action you'd like to pursue. Until next time, have a great day.